Okay, so for my final assignment, I've chosen to do it on Mortal Kombat 1 or MK1. Um, Despite the name, this is actually the 23rd installment in the Mortal Kombat series. The first MK game came out actually many years ago, back in 1992, on arcade machines, and has since now developed into the game that you're looking at now. Um, Obviously, a lot of changes in the game over the years. The addition of computers, the internet, um, it now allows for online gaming. Before used to only be in-person gaming, and now you can play online with other players. The game also offers now single-player campaign mode, um, and that has been installed in the game for a couple installments now. So in general, this game falls into the fighter genre of gaming. This genre is typically going to be done with one person versus another or multiple other people. The gameplay itself involves hand-to-hand combat between two or more characters, in which each character has a unique moveset. Um, Within the moveset comes a variety of different moves. You got the punches, kicks, command grabs, and ranging attacks or zoning attacks. There's also special moves that play on the fighter's character background, and each move has its own pro and con to it and is more viable in certain situations. So a big basis for the MK series is the idea of combo strings, and there are a few built into the game already, which includes like 3 or 4 inputs, and but the main chunk of this gameplay is a combination of these already pre-made combo strings. So you'll do one string and it will chain into another. And in the mix of this, you're also using a variety of other moves, like the special moves, to help chain these combo strings together. And this is how the majority of the damage is going to be dealt. The objective of the game is it's a best of 3 match, and you want to get your opponent's HP down to 0. So a singular game is going to be a best of 3. However, in the competitive scene or in the online that's being watched now, it actually is a best of 5 or first of 3 gameplay setup. So within each game, it's going to be a best of 3, but as a whole, you're going to be playing multiple games, and that's going to involve playing more matches. So getting more into the gameplay aspect, there's a different strategy for different characters. Some characters are better at certain things than other characters. My main character, his name's Johnny Cage. He is more hand-to-hand combatant versus some characters are better at ranging, some better special moves, etc. Most of his moves are going to look like your basic punches and kicks. And one thing I really like about Johnny Cage is his mix-up potential. So by that, I mean in MK, each move falls into one of 4 categories. So you have your low attacks, your mid attacks, your high attacks, and your overhead attacks. And so low attacks are going to connect or hit the character when either the opponent is blocking high or not blocking at all. Mid attacks are going to hit the character the opponent is not blocking high or low, and high attacks will miss the opponent if the opponent is ducking, and they will connect if the opponent is not blocking high, and overhead attacks are going to connect if the opponent is blocking low or if the opponent isn't blocking. And so going back to the concept of mix-ups is kind of getting into your opponent's head with the overhead attacks and the low attacks. So a lot of combo strings will start out maybe low, overhead, high, and once you start using one a lot, say if you start using your low attacks a lot, then the opponent's going to start catching on and start blocking low only. And so that's when you start sprinkling overheads so that you catch them off guard in that regards. And Johnny Cage does a really well job of using those mix-ups and being able to be unpredictable in that aspect. And so I do play some other players. I like Raka. He's kind of similar to Johnny Cage in that aspect. But again, the game is still newer. I played Johnny Cage in previous installments of Mortal Kombat, so I'm a little familiar with him, so that's why I tend to gravitate towards him. But still his name's Sector, sorry. Yeah, so I've selected Sector. I like him because mainly the move that I call in with him is his missile move. Doesn't have the greatest combo potential, but it's just another attack that's going to get thrown in with all the mix-ups. Having to worry about that missile coming in as well is going to increase the pressure a lot. Some assistants, secondary characters, are really good for stringing combos together. I haven't really experimented too much yet with that, so that's why I kind of like Sector. Easy to use and is going to be helpful in any situation. So as for the game itself, one other also thing to remember is which character you're versing. Like I stated earlier, some characters are better at other things than other characters, so part of the strategy is also knowing who you are versing. Like I said, let's say for example I was versing another Johnny Cage. I would have to keep in mind, the mix-up potential. Wouldn't really be able to strictly block low or block high, like in many situations. Like with other characters, with combo starters, a lot of times they'll only have low combo starters or overhead combo starters. So knowing who you're versing is also going to make a big impact, and not only who you're versing character-wise, but in certain situations who you're actually versing, if you know that person. A lot of the times when I'm playing MK, it is against friends, and so I kind of know their play styles a little more, know what characters they gravitate towards, and so just also kind of using that. You can especially see that in the esports game scene, when you're going up against other professionals, you're a professional yourself, you're going to do your research, you're going to watch gameplay of theirs, see their strengths, see their weaknesses, and kind of adjust your game plan accordingly. If you know, like, they tend to overextend, tend to play a more defensive game, just knowing that information before even starting the match is going to give you a competitive advantage. One thing I guess to note with Mortal Kombat is fatalities. Not necessarily a huge part of the gameplay itself, but once an opponent or player is defeated, there's a special move that the player can input that's going to do a short animation at the end of the match. Mortal Kombat is kind of known for its brutality and gruesomeness when it comes to graphics and things like that. A lot of blood, a lot of things like that. That's one of the reasons a lot of players love the game. So just pointing that out, that is, well, not necessarily a huge part of the gameplay itself. Something that the fan base definitely enjoys.